Oh. All right, Joe. Did you get my question?
Yellow's bad.
Yellow's bad. Oh, right. Yeah, that must be dehydrated then. Wel, croeso nôl I Howard yn y Garej. Dyn ni lawr yn Sir Gyfyrddin heddiw efo Mark Solloway. Sorry bod fi'n hwyr, boys. Tro cynta yn y byd bod fi'n hwyr. Cofia, sorry, crash. Mark Solloway.
Howard
Sorry
Davies.
I'm late, boy. First time ever in my life I've been late.
How are you, pal?
Crash on the road.
No way.
Long time no see.
I know.
I think it was 5 years when we were here last. We did a photo shoot in there.
Oh, you did,
Do you remember?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Where have you been for the last 5 years then?
Down the beach, walking the dog.
You've been busy on though.
Oh, yeah, busy.
Last time I was here, that 5 years ago, there was a lot of engines in here.
Yeah.
And you were just telling me about the fact that you'd bought this engine company or bought the block or whatever, bought the patent, and you were building these engines to take over the world.
We bought the company, we did. It was manufacturing all the parts and brought it down here and just carried on from there. That was 7 years ago now.
So a lot of engines gone up the door in the last 7 years, or?
Between engine kits and engines, between 75 and 100 a year.
Oh, right, so it's busy on then.
It dropped off for the COVID, you know.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
And then it's just about back to where it was.
So how does it work then? You actually manufacture the block or you buy the blocks in as a block?
We cast them.
You cast them?
Yeah, in a foundry in Kent.
Right.
And same with the heads,
Yes.
cam carriers and all that.
Right.
Then they go to a machine shop.
Yeah.
Then they come here and we finish them off. And
You
then
put them all back, you put them together here?
if somebody wants a complete engine, yeah. But we do sell the engine kits to most of the engine builders worldwide, you know?
Right.
So we just pack the whole kit up in boxes and send it to them.
And who would like build that engine then? What kind of customers would be wanting an engine in bits like? Because I would have thought a lot of people would have the...
No, it's obviously this is a unique engine. This
Right.
is, you know, and you got your engine builders in the UK,
Yeah.
all them. You know, there's a lot in Germany, Rodells
Yeah.
and all them guys, and then it's the same in Australia and New Zealand. You know, so Palmside in New Zealand. So
market-wise, you know, there's quite a few engine builders in this country talking about anything from 25 to 35 grand for a BDA these days. Where do you fit in there with a...
Well, if you want to buy a kit in parts, it's 16.5 grand.
Right.
But if you want a complete engine, then they're like 21.5.
Right, yeah.
But if you want a fuel injected one,
Yeah.
that's 32 plus
Right,
that.
okay. With these engines then, is there any kind of guarantee?
There's no guarantee in motorsport, Howard.
No, I guess you were going to
You don't know the idiot with the throttle pedal.
No, but you obviously put them in, you've got a jig in there to test them on.
Well, that's a dyno, Superflow dyno, and that's my guarantee. If the engine's been on there, it's run for 4 hours.
4 hours on the dyno.
To run it in, then it gets power runs to 9,500.
9,500.
Yeah.
And what's the limiter set at then?
Well, haven't got a limiter on there, but, you know, ideally you tell the people 9,200.
So you set this engine up now, you stick a set of carbs on it.
Yeah.
How do you put load on it then? You got a gearbox?
There's an absorber here,
Absorber.
which is a water brake.
Right.
A 10,000 litre tank out there.
Right.
And the dyno then loads the engine.
So water comes in there, through that, like a pump effectively.
Absorber.
And the engine drives that absorber.
Yeah.
Which takes the drive. What load would that affect? What would it be in sort of driving terms? Driving down a long straight in Dyfi at 100 mile an hour?
Going
uphill.
Real steep uphill.
Constant load.
Yeah, constant load.
So that's testing everything.
Yeah.
And it's done that, you do that for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Christ, 4 hours? I mean, rallies these days are only about 50 odd minutes. That'd be 4 national events.
I know. Cosworth recommend 18 hours to run them in.
18 hours.
Yeah.
That engine is run in then.
It's ready
to go.
It's ready to drop in, straight onto the stage.
Have you ever had one blow up in here?
No.
Makes a big mess, I bet.
Touch
you
wood.
know.
Touch
Obviously,
wood.
radiator there then.
Yeah, that's the water tower.
What about blowing air over the engine to...
Fans up in here.
Right.
Which simulates...
To stimulate
the airflow.
The airflow.
Engine. Yeah.
Right. Right. And this is obviously oil pump.
Yeah.
Ignition and coil or whatever, if you've got a coil.
Yeah.
These are electronic. Where's the brain ECU then and all that?
There's no ECU on these. They're historic engines.
There's a historic engine, so there's a coil
It's
in
got
the...
an ignition.
There's the coil there.
Yeah.
And the distributor there.
Yeah, we've only just put it on the dyno this morning. We haven't finished putting it all together, you know, connected it all
What's
up.
this then? Oil?
Oil in, oil out.
Oil in, oil out. What oil do you use?
Valvoline Racing.
Valvoline.
VR1.
I bet that's gone up in the last few years.
Yeah, like
How much is a gallon of that now?
It's about 40 quid.
Is it?
Yeah.
This, the head and the block and everything, all and the pistons, all, do you put them in here then?
Yeah.
All that's done in-house here.
Yeah.
And is that your mark then, the purple block?
Yeah.
All your blocks are purple.
Yeah.
So you see a purple block like that?
It's a Ford Red, it is.
Ford, is it?
Yes. I knew you were going to ask me that now. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a Ford Red, it is.
So you'll switch that to go, turn it on, rev it up, check it's all right.
Yeah.
And then,
Off we go.
not slowly or... Put it,
No, straight away, you want to get the cylinder temperature over
Right.
700 degrees to bed the rings in.
Right.
So take it up to like 3.5, 4, and then just put a little bit of load on it. You know?
So what do you do then? Do you sit there for 4 hours watching it?
Yeah.
Or do you go and have a cup of tea? Or...
No, sit there and watch it.
When the engine then is finished and is sent out, do they get a dyno sheet to say,
yeah.
Can you tell me what horsepower that engine has produced as well, exactly?
Yeah,
Are they all
yeah.
the same then?
No.
Why are they different?
They make no two engines the same, Howard.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Why then?
I don't know, mate. I really don't know, like.
What tolerance? What tolerance would you be then? Where would you be? Where would this engine be roughly?
260 or
260.
Yeah.
And what do they range from then?
240 to 270.
240 to 270. Same engine exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me why.
No.
That's incredible, isn't it?
I know. It's always been the same.
Those carbs, brand new carbs. So the engine comes with carbs. Does it come with exhaust manifold then?
No.
So would the
Comes
exhaust...
with everything except the exhaust manifold, starter and clutch.
Right. Would the exhaust manifold make a difference to the performance then?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we do an off-the-shelf manifold, which we developed on the dyno with Simpson and Tony Law, and so we can supply the manifold to suit the engine, which most customers take them anyway. Yeah.
So you're talking about selling 100 odd engines a year. Where the hell are they going?
That's kits as well.
Kits. Where are they going then? Where are they going? All over the world.
All over the world. Australia, New Zealand, California, Sweden, Finland, France, Germany, Malta, Spain. It's the thing with these engines. What most people in the rally world don't realise, Howard, there's more BDG engines on the circuit than in the forest.
Is that
at about 10-to-1 ratio?
Is that right?
Yeah.
So they'd be racing.
Because they're in all different formulas of cars.
So they'd be racing in what formulas would they be then?
Oh, there's Chevron Bs and the Formula Atlantics and all them.
So they'd be in single seaters.
Yeah, all single seaters. Yeah. So like in the rally world, they're in an Escort Mark 1 or Mark 2, and that's it.
Yeah.
But in the racing world, and
it's a racing.
Yeah. That is a racing engine, out and out circuit engine. That is.
And what do you do different to that then? To say, what would you do? I see that's not on carbs. That's on
Lucas slide throttle injection. That is
slide throttle injection.
That'll be 25 horse more than a car.
How does that work? Explain to me now. Then that's the throttle slider there.
Yeah.
Which basically opens an airport to allow more air in, and then this
is the metering unit, which injects the fuel in.
Right.
And that's timed then, obviously, with the engine. It's all mechanical.
Right.
No ECU, nothing at all.
Right.
And this actual metering unit was designed in the 50s.
Was it?
Yeah. Most of these go on the circuit. We did 3 race cars in the last 18 months. And when they buy a race car, they normally want 2 spare engines to go with it. So you have 3 engines with each car.
Yeah.
Because they want one in the van in the service area, one in the car, and one back with the engine builder.
Right. So the throttle, you press the throttle, pulls that slider.
Yeah.
That slider allows more air in, and then how does the meter unit send more power in then?
There's a fuel.
The throttle's...
That's the fuel cam.
Right.
The fuel cam.
Right.
So as the throttle opens, the fuel cam opens as well. Telling it to give it more fuel.
What are these running on then? Are they running on pumped fuel or special fuel?
Yeah. It's Optimax is the best fuel for them. This has just come back from Belgium.
Right.
It's done 1 season, and they want me to have a look at it just to give it a top and tail.
So what will you do with that now then?
You'd strip it down to a bare...
You'd strip it down to a bare engine, so you'd have the sump off, you would have the pistons out.
Yeah, crank out, head off.
Right.
And then normally you change all the valves, all the valve gear.
That's a slower process, changing the valve.
Basically, strip it down to like this new block here.
Right.
Then there's a crank there, You know, put new bearings in, you know, clean it all down, measure it all up, make sure it's within tolerance, what have you.
Painted back up in Mark Solloway purple.
Yeah, Ford red. So, yeah. But this is a brand new one too, going together now, so this will be on the dyno.
Where's this going?
Next week. That's going to Belgium.
Belgium. Yeah. Strong presence in Belgium then.
Massive, you know.
And what's the name of the engine company then? Because historic rally sport is gone, isn't it?
Sold that, yeah. It's Blue Sky Engineering.
Blue Sky Engineering.
Yeah.
No rallies in the pipeline then, nothing?
No, to be honest, as you know, I was big friends with Hanu. And when Hanu passed away, I lost a bit of interest in the job, you know.
Did you really? Yeah, Hanu, you were a pretty special relationship with Hanu. Because you were one of the very few people that built cars for Hanu, weren't you?
That's right, yeah. We built 2 for him. And he became a real good friend in the end.
Did he?
Like, you know, we even went to his boy's wedding in Canada.
Did you?
You know, so that was...
What rallies did you do with Hanu then?
We did the first RAC in 2004.
Yeah.
And then we did the McRae Memorial in 2008.
Who did you have with him in the McRae? Who did you have navigating in RAC?
Nicky, in RAC was Ian Thomas.
Yes, that's right.
That's it.
It was in a Mark 1 now, wasn't it?
No, Mark 2.
Yeah, Ian Thomas is one of the very few navigators that's navigated for Hanu Mickle, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Nicky Grist did the McRae.
Grist then, yeah.
That's
I'll tell you a quick story about that.
Oh, come on then.
Yeah, well, I put an special in-car camera in for that car because it was going to be the last event Hanu did, you know.
Yeah.
I bought the car off Nicky, the camera off Nicky Grist, yeah. And then when after the rally and we got the card out, Nicky had recorded all the road sections.
So he switched the camera off at the start of the stages and switched it on for the road sections.
Yeah, because red is record, isn't it? It's not standby on them. So
he must have...
he had some stick. He had some stick for that. Yeah. God. Good old Gristy.
Some cracking pictures here.
That was a test we did with Hanu.
And Mae'r in there with your wife.
Yeah, she having a spin,
Having a spin with Hanu.
Yeah, and that was when we did the actual rally at the top, you know?
Yeah.
Because the car was wrapped in Colin's design of his shoes.
Is Hanu talking to you there? Is he the bottom right picture?
Yeah.
And he built a car for Hirvan, and I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Does that come back ever, or service-wise?
No, it stays out in Finland.
It stays out there?
Yeah.
How accurate is his scales?
Pretty accurate. Can you turn it on?
Go on then.
Hold on.
Let's have a look, let's see.
Wait for...
Don't make a camera now.
Right, go on then.
Hey, I've lost weight.
156.
Hey, don't tell everybody. If I press that thing down there, it's 153, look. 56.6. That's good,
Do you know what the ideal weight for a Formula 1 driver is? 65 kilos.
65 kilos, yeah. So I'd make 3 Formula 1 drivers, wouldn't I? Huh? But that's why they hurt all the time, isn't it? That's why they can't walk after there's no meat on them, is there? There's no padding on them.
No.
And there's a thing with co-drivers now, isn't it? They're all struggling with bad necks and bad backs. They've got a bit of meat on them. They'd have a bit of absorption, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
What's in the shed then, cars-wise?
Oh, well, there's a few on the build there.
Is there?
Yeah. Something on the go there.
All the time?
This is being delivered next week, and this is actually going up to Dave Billingham, who bought Historic Rally Sport.
Right, yeah, in Oswestry, yeah.
He hasn't got a complete car up there.
Right.
So he wants one there, you know, so potential clients come, they can have a look at that.
NUX as well, that'd be a Mid-Wales number plate, wouldn't it? UX.
2 litre BDG.
Tarmac spec car?
Yeah.
What suspension do you run on?
Rygers, ZF box. You know, it's got...
Big Atlas in the back?
Yeah, with gun drill shafts, you know, which are 2 kilos lighter.
Right. But do they last?
Yeah.
2 kilos lighter?
Yeah.
If they're drilled?
Yeah.
How much will Dave be selling them for if you wanted to go up there and buy one of them there?
Now they're 140 plus
140
the VAT.
plus the VAT, are they?
They've just gone up 10% now.
Well, I was supplying everything else.
Apparently, all because of Ukraine.
Again! But the Ukraine's got a lot to answer for. Yeah. Do you get a set of spot lamps for 140 grand?
Yeah, they're on the shelf.
You do get some?
They haven't gone on yet. They haven't gone on yet. Yeah.
And what make are they these days? Laser lights? No, can't have them.
Pia. Yeah.
Beautiful colour though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I bet the doors shut lovely on it, do they?
They do, mate, they do. Indeed.
Shall we do the door test?
Go on then.
Because we do the door test everywhere.
Do the door test.
Ooh, she's a bit sharp. Oh, that was just the initial. Oh, that's lovely, that is. Very nice. Very nice. Who does your spraying then?
That one was done, somebody over Worcester way. I use a local guy,
Right.
Gary Painter.
Oh, right.
So, but Gary couldn't do this one, so it was
Where's
done.
he based?
He's down Pinged by
Oh,
Penry.
right.
Yeah.
And what else we got here?
This is, did you ever hear of a guy in the 70s, Barry Lee?
Barry Lee, yeah. He was
Barry
a
Lee?
hot rodder.
Hot rodder.
That's
yeah,
it,
well,
aye.
his son, Paul.
Is he still alive, Barry Lee,
Yes,
then?
he is, yeah. This is his Paul. Paul lives in Marbella in Spain now.
Right.
And he's a food critic out there, you know?
Right.
And a property developer, and he contacted me if we could do one for him. And that's the number of the car, because it's actually a Borum car from the day.
606R, right, yes.
And he
That's
owned,
one of the very, very early
he owned
Borum
that
cars.
car in this day, and he still had the paperwork on it. So
Right.
we're just basically
So recreating that
the
car.
car that he had.
You do the welding and the fabrication on the shell here then? Or
Yeah,
just somebody
yeah,
else
in
does
the
that for
fab
you?
shop on the
Somebody,
side there.
you get that done here, yeah?
Yeah. But he wants to do next year the historic rally Sweden
Right.
on the ice. So that's
So obviously wider tunnel,
for the ZF box.
different gusseted there to strengthen the
Bulkhead.
the bulkhead and what have you. Why is that little rim taken off there then? To give you a bit more room?
Well, you need it for the air filter clearance there,
Right.
you know? Otherwise it'll just foul there. So it's done on all the cars.
And will
like
this
that.
be a historic spec car?
Yeah, historic spec Group 4 left-hand drive, FIA car.
FIA car,
yeah,
that's what they call them now, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you've got to have them to go abroad with them, see?
Yeah.
You know?
And what's that then? That's a racing car again, by the looks of it?
Yeah, that's a racing car. That's quite a famous guy. There's Mike Conway. We actually did it for his father, who unfortunately passed away. But Mike Conway, his son, is the current LMP1 driver for Toyota.
Right.
He won Le Mans last year.
Right.
So we've done that car for them, because that's actually an original broad-speed car.
Right.
Which came out of a museum.
Broad speed were the people that built the...
In the day, in the 70s.
The Group A, Group
Yeah.
1 they were with them. Were they
Group
race,
2.
Group 2 race cars?
Yeah. So that came out of a museum in Italy.
Right.
And then we had a ground-up rebuilding,
Right.
you know. And obviously the father went ill then and he passed away. But the boy Mike, who lives in Monaco now, he's going to race it once before it goes in the collection.
Put it back in the collection.
Yeah.
I'd like to we'll have a look around these cars now. Is it ideal to talk to you about the spec of the car? And
Well,
or would we?
Rodri speaks the lingo.
Righto.
Okay, so I'll hand you over to Rod now.
Right, and we'll
because
go-
he's putting them together.
Oh, there we are,
not me.
ideal.
Sure you are.
All right, doing bad boy. You all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, be ti'n neud rwan ade?
O, jyst flipping clan ail an I ti.
Ti sy'n bildio'r cair ma te?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. From...
Be di dy hanes ti te? Lle nes ti
Hanes
dysgu?
fi? Wel, dysgu fi gynta, bryd i gytre fel plant. Wel, hen fwy fi cael car hyn, yn
Right.
fod rali car
Right.
esgwyd. So, dechrau ni pethau
Ac esfaint ti di bod fan hyn?
So, fi'n credu bod yn 9 blwyddyn.
O, reit, o.
Dwi'n 10 nhw fyna.
O, reit, so...
So, ie, ar ôl coleg, gorffen hwnna.
Digon o profiad. Is ti fan hyn am apprenticeship te?
Ie. Ti'n bod, dechrau gyda gyda, wel, beth fo fe, fel un dydd bob wythnos.
Ie.
A
A
wedyn full time wedyn, so...
Be sy'n special am hwn? Mae'r ddi, y peint di ma'n edrych yn wahanol, ynddi? Be di hwn?
Ie, fel original fo fe, fel yn y broad speed days, o fe, mae pob beth, fe di mewn tu fewn a pethau fyna, a fel ti'n gweud, achos o'r gwyn a ddi a pethau, mae'n edrych yn eitha neis. Mae'n bach o period, o fe, ti'n bod? So,
A mae hwn yn fuel injected te?
Fuel injected,
Be di hanes yr engine yma?
Lucas.
Brand new?
Brand new, ie, o dain o fan hyn a pethau.
Dros y ffordd?
Dros y ffordd, ie. Pan mae'n ei dwy'n. So, ie. O fe, ddim wedi gwneud lot eto. Couple of tests a pethau yna, so gobeithio gael yn mas nawr.
Ti'n eich mynd i testio nhw lawr i Pembrey, ie?
Unwaith lawr Pembrey a unwaith lawr Brands Hatch.
O, reit, o ti'n mynd i rhywle dechrau?
Ie.
Be di hwnna fanna te?
Hwna nawr?
Ie.
Hwna yw i'r pressure, y pethau regulator.
I be te?
I'r metering unit, so ti'n gyda constant pressure trwy
Right,
the whole
right.
system y pethau yna.
Right.
So, ie.
So be reolaeth di car yma di cael ei bildio at te? Group 2, ie?
Group 2, ie. So, rhywun beth...
Hen 70s?
Ie, beth yw mewn y D12, fe. So, ie, fel dwi'n gweud, fi wedi bod cage mas a pethau yna, ro cage hynna mewned, so bach mwy by'n lan i spec, ti'n bod,
Oes na mwy o spec wan efo historic cair a mwy o...
Ddim lot i gweud y gwir.
Oes na lot mwy o'r diogelwch efo'r safety a bethau?
Na, rhywun beth yw e, rili, i gweud y gwir, ti'n bod?
Mae'n rhaid i ddau bod y wiring yn daclus. Pwy sy'n neud y wiring te?
Wel, yna wiring gyda Max o fe, y bryn Max o fe, fe'n eitha dda gyda neud hwnna, so fel ti'n gweud, wedi hardly off beth mi'n moyn i respect ni.
A beth di gwaniaeth rhwng hwn te, Group 2 race car a fel rally car te?
O, dim lot i gweud.
Dim lot o gwaniaeth?
Na, ti'n gwybod, just circuit o fe, ti'n gwybod, gyda'r Group 4 wedyn, ti'n gwybod, fel ti'n gweud, fe rally car wedyn, ti'n gwybod, ie, ti'n gwybod, so fel ti'n gweud, Atlas ar y gwt, y pethau, ZF
5 link?
5 link, ie. So, ti'n gwybod, mae ddim lot o hanol, fel arches bach mwy mowr arno fe, pethau fe na, ti'n gwybod. So, a fe tank wahanol yn y gwt hefyd. So, ie.
Beth sy'n gen ti, byw ti'n licio mwy, Mark 2 neu Mark 1?
O, Mark 2 i fi.
Mark 2?
Ie.
Mae hwn yn car nice, yndi?
O ie, mae popeth newydd mynd i mynd mewn nawr, car fresh yw hwn.
A ti'n bod like y monet wan a'r stack stuff ar y dash o bethau. Wyt ti'n gallu newid rai na, wyt? Mae hwnna'n free, yndi?
Ie, fi'n credu bod e'n ffri, ie, bydd e'n gweud.
Beth am yr electrics a'r wiring a bethau fel te?
Fi'n credu bod pob un o'na ffri hefyd i gweud y gwir, dwi'n gwybod.
So gen ti ddim reole?
Na,
ddim batri, dim batri mewn i cefn.
So ie, mae batri yn y gwt y bethau fyna, dwi'n gwybod, stil o intercom.
Ti sy'n neud y cages te?
Fi sy'n neud y cages, ie.
A da chi'n cael certificate ar un?
Certificate ar fe, mae bach o badge na, historic rally sport y pethau arno. So ie, pob certificate ar fe, mae'n cadror un y pethau.
Lle wyt ti'n cael y cage te? Da chi'n build y cage o scratch te?
O scratch, ie. Wel, mae'r pethau tools y pethau i wneud cage draw fyna.
Ah, right.
So, fel pethau i plygu'r y tiwl.
Wyt ti'n mynd gofio iwsio drawings rhywun te fel safety devices neu rhywun arall na i ddau bod y specification yn iawn, te negwyd?
Ie, fel ti'n gweud, achos mae'r specification y hunan anyway, ti'n gwybod? So, mae'r popeth, fel ti'n gweud, hwnna just design ni, a mae'n wedi cael paso.
Hwn di'r bender ni, y pipe bender?
Ie, mae hwn y pipe bender, hwnna'n neud y notches wedyn.
Y notches i wneud siw bod pethau'n ffitio fewn?
Na ti, ie, so mae'n rhoi
Be ti'n gael hwnna de?
Hwnna,
milling machine?
Fe, ddim milling machine, just tube notcher fi'n cael fe.
Tube notcher?
Ie, ti'n gwybod? So, ie, mae hwnna'n gwneud y job mwy rhwyfach, fel ti'n wedi safio'ch amser gyda hwnna.
Os wyt ti'n bildio cage wan, right, faint o pipe wyt ti'n gwasraffu, cael y bend yn y wrong lle?
O, flippin' heck.
Wyt ti'n pretty...
Ie, fel ti'n gweud, yn y dechrau, ti'n mynd drwy tube, nawr ti'n...
Wyt ti'n gwybod? Wyt ti di mesro lle wyt ti'n mynd o un pwynt i'r llall?
Ia ti, ie.
Wedyn lle wyt ti'n rhoi y pipe wedyn, iwsio hwn i...
Wedi gallu gweld nawr y marcs y pethau sy'n arno fe. Y marcs i gyd i gael yr angles. Ie, fel fyna nawr, ti'n twisto fe, ti'n bod y pillars na nawr.
O ie, ti'n gwybod twistio nhw.
Twistio nhw, so fel ti'n gweud 60mm twist wedyn, i just cael y...
Sut mae'n neud hwnna te? Sut mae'n rhoi twist yn nhw te?
Wel, o chigad i gweud y gwir, just ro fe mewn, troia, a ti'n o marcing gyda fel straight edge rhyw fe fyna.
A beth am y weld wedyn?
Ie.
Beth am y welds te? Di rhywun yn testio'r welds?
Yr un, achos mae'n mwy compet yn y pethau na i neud nhw anyway. So, ti'n gwybod, mae popeth fi nawr fel dwi'n gallu gweld car hwnna nawr os yw'n mynd roi tros weld.
So pwy sy'n checio rhain at te? Achos ti'n clywed y cair dod o Werddon, a roedd yn welds yn y top y bethau dweud, ti'n gwybod?
Ie, mae Paul Loveridge yn dod lawr i cael bach o pip a pethau.
A mae o'n rhoi logbook i ti?
Ie, a wedyn, ie, diolch.
A di o'n rhoi logbook ar y cage hefyd?
Ie, na ti, popeth wedi wneud wedyn, a mae, fel ti'n gweud, marco fe off.
Be di hanes yr engine yn hwn te?
Yna engine newydd eto, ar cabs.
Ar cabs hwnna?
Ie, 48.
Oes yna lot o gwaniaeth yn y pris rhwng cabs a...
O, ie.
Be di gwaniaeth rhwng cabs a fuel injection?
5,000 yw'r e?
O, ie.
Ie, so mae tipyn bach, ie, tipyn bach mewn nhw. Ti'n gwybod, ond fel ti'n gweud, mae hwnna just byn...
So beth sy'n gen ti fan hyn? Fuel filter?
Fuel filter.
Oil filter?
Oil filter, ie.
Distributor yn job. Distributor.
Ie. So ti'n gweud, yw'r scrams y bethau ar y chawr y bethau.
O, siwr. Llosgi dy dwylo.
Ie.
Wyt ti'n mynd gallu rhoi electronic fuel injection, achos bod o'n historic, mae bound o bod yn distributor.
O fe ddim wedi dod o ffôn neu ddim byd mewn, ti'n bod, nôl yn y dydd. So,
points yma na?
Dim points o fe, fel mission, optotronic.
Mae'n electricity fewn.
Ie, fyna, ti'n bod.
Mae'r principal yr un peth ond ti fewn.
Ie, na ti.
Engine number 200, di hwn?
200, so, look out, ie.
Mwy i fynd, te, oes?
Mwy i fynd, ie.
Wel, mae rai fi ddweud, chi'n gwneud job really smart, mae'r cair yn edrych yn dde.
Na, diolch.
Right, well, ni'n ffeindio fo wan, lle mae o? Asa ma'n asiwr yn siarad i, e? Hei, diolch am awr, boi, thank you.
Diolch, boi.
Thank you. O, mae Mae'r yma wan. Helo, Mae'r. Wel, Mae'r, ti wedi bod yn cefn fawr i Mark trwy'r busnes. thick and thin, do?
O, di.
Be ydych chi'n cofio? Be ydych chi'n cofio y phone calls ydych chi'n cael ar diwedd y rali, neu canol y rali, neu...
O ie, o'n i'n cael updates bob dydd y ralis, ond gwaith cyn y ralis oedd lot, oedd trefnu flights, a hotels...
Ti oedd yn neud hwnna i gyd, ie?
Ie, ie. O, lot o waith.
Pan mi getho crash yn Poland, ges ti phone call i ddweud bod o wedi dorri brifo i goes.
O, ie.
A be digwyddodd?
O'n i wedi siarad â fe, oedd yn gweud, I'll phone you now when I come out the stage. So, o'n i'n ffôn yn mynd, a oedd yr un clywyn hyn, a blwyddodd i, o'n i'n ffidio di amser cynno, ffôn yn mynd. Rwy'n arall wedyn yn gweud, oedd wedi cael bach accident, just wedi torri gos. Fel oedd y dydd ymlaen wedyn, oedd fwy o anafen, so oedd yna bach yn scary times. Ond o'n i ffili fe mas, oedd passport wedi expeiro, so... a ni stuck it nes bod wedi hedfan yn ôl.
Edrych ar ôl y plant hefyd.
Ie.
A di o'n gweithio allan? Chi'n gweithio mewn y busnes, de?
Odi, wedi siwto'n gret. Fi'n gweithio fel 3 diwrnod yn y busnes, a cwbl o diwrnodau yn y banc, o'n i a nawr yn accountant, so best of both worlds. So.
And I guess, you were probably the market leader, weren't you? You and Dave Sutton.
Yeah, we started.
And you called your company Historic Rally Sport,
yeah.
and he was Historic Motorsport.
That's right.
I don't understand why you did that, because that was really close. He was a bit pissed off about that, wasn't he?
Nah, it's all right. I got on good with David.
Did you?
I did, yeah, I did. He was okay. You know.
How did it all start for you then? Where did it all start? What qualifications have you got to do this, like?
My trade is a welder fabricator, and I just tell him I'm a welder from Carmarthen. And that's how it started. And I had a phone call in 1999 from Andrew Harden, who's working in the World Trade Center in New York at the
Yes.
time.
What were you doing then?
Making aluminium radiators.
Right.
You know?
For?
And oil tanks and Carl in the form
so
of
you were fabricating?
Yeah.
Right.
And he rang me up to say he's got an entry for the 2000 London-Sydney. Would I build him a car for it?
You were obviously involved in the sport then, and you were
I was rallying myself in Ireland
right.
then, you know. And then, so that's how it all started. We built the car and we went out there and we did really, really well. And, you know, by the time I got back from there was 4 people who wanted cars.
Right.
And that's how it started.
And it rolled, so that would have been in the early 2000 then?
2000 that was, yeah.
And it just sort of rolled on from there?
Yeah.
And then you built cars for the likes of Anna Mikula, you are Kankanen.
Yeah, Latvala,
Hirvanen.
Yeah, Saints in Spain.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So...
What was he like to work with?
Antonio, real good guy, and his brother, well, Carlos,
yeah.
You know. And also, we actually did one test with Carlos Sainz Jr.
Right, yeah.
Who, on the circuit in his dad's car, somehow got the throttle pedal wedge stuck, and it revved to infinity, and he blew the engine up in the test.
And this was in a Mark II?
In a Mark II. Carlos Sainz Jr. with a Formula 1 driver now.
Formula 1 driver now, yeah. Imagine.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So that's been a real... a pinnacle in what you've done in your career, really.
Yeah,
then.
the people I've been lucky enough to meet and work with, it's just been...
What's the fond memories then? What's up there with...
anything to do with Hannu,
yeah.
You know. He actually, when I got invited to the Ford test in Finland with Hirvanen after the car, and he wanted me to get to the Oympoyo stage to have a test, and I rang Hannu up. Hannu, and they asked me to get to this test. Do you know where it is? He said, fly to my house, Mark. So I got from Cardiff to Helsinki, drove to Hannu's house, and he flew me in his helicopter to the test. Like, yeah, just, you know, my pilot, it was Hannu Mikula.
Be di highlights dros 20 blynedd dwytha te?
O, cwbl o highlights. Spin gyda Hannu a spin gyda Mico Hirvanen. A mi'n credu'r highlight fwyaf, mi'n credu yw'r parti Nadolig gyda tîm ralio wedi joino ni.
Ie, fi'n cofio hwnna. Oedd hwnna'n good night lawr ffordd na Red Lion, ie? Ie.
A Mark Higgins a Kenny Brack.
Phil Collins, Howard.
Yeah.
So where's the future now then? Just keeping going, ticking over with these engines?
Yeah. I'm 58 now, Howard, you know.
That's the trouble, isn't it?
Yeah. So...
Do you class yourself as on the downward spiral of life now then, or are you still on the way up?
No, I'm on the way down.
I am too, I feel that, yeah.
It's funny enough, I used to get a huge buzz out of going over Eppint, but now I actually get a buzz walking the dog on the beach.
Leading question then, when is there going to be a Mark Solloway on an entry list?
Next year. Mid next year.
You're going to build yourself a car?
I promised Roddy's going to build a car, not me.
Right.
And I promised him he'll sit with me and I'll take him over Eppint one more time the way it needs to go over there.
Oh, brave words. Be mae'r boss yn dweud?
Sa'n credu mae'r boss yn ei fel lan i fe.
Well, Mark, it's been lovely to come down and see you. A lot of people have asked, well, when are you going to Solway? When are you going to Solways? And, you know, we haven't been, but we've been today now, and it's been lovely to have a chat with you and see what you're doing and catch up with all this fantastic history that you've got. So, yeah. Good luck with your, what shall I call it, semi-retirement?
Yeah. Yeah, looking
If
forward
minded
to it.
allows, is it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Howard.